Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to do something a little different today. I'm making my raw dog food for my fur baby, Allie-Jean. She's had some bad allergies to fleas and mosquitoes and things like that, and she used to just chew all of her hair off of her back and her legs. And after a bunch of research, I found that a raw diet would be good with supplements like apple cider vinegar, garlic, coconut oil. And so I just came up with this recipe and she absolutely loves it. So we're going to start out with a pound of organic, unpeeled carrots that I've washed, and we're just going to chunk them up. We just need them to fit into the chute of my food processor. I'm going to be using my Cuisinart food processor today to just mix everything together. And you could just, chop this by hand or grate it with a grater, but using a food processor or grinder is going to make it way easier. So the carrots are just good vegetables. They need some kind of fiber, good veggies. And we're also going to do apples. And both of these add a little sweetness to make it taste better. And the apples, they have a lot of fiber and a lot of nutrients in the peel. So these are organic Gala apples that I bought. You can get them in a 2-pound bag at H-E-B. And you just want to make sure that you cut the core out because the seeds can be poisonous to dogs. Now, it's going to take a lot of seeds normally, but every dog reacts differently, so there's just no point in risking it. So cut the core out, take out all the seeds, but leave the skin on because there's, like I said, a lot of nutrients and added fiber in that. And I'm just quartering it up because that'll help it fit in the chute better. But really, these are pretty small, and they didn't need to be cut quite as little, I don't think. Sometimes I get bigger, like Honeycrisp apples, and so they need to be cut up pretty small. And just use your judgment on how many apples you get depending on the size. So next we have some flat leaf parsley. So this is really good to get rid of bad breath. Alright, so we have our veggies in the chute, and I'm just using the grating blade on my Cuisinart food processor. So just go ahead and add them in and press it down, and you get a really nice grated vegetable. And this will just really help make it easier for mixing it in with the meat. So if you see that stock pot in the back, it's full of 6 pounds of ground meat. And I vary it from month to month whenever I make this. Well, this will make about 2-3 months worth of food. But yeah, so I vary it. This time it's just 4 pounds of organic grass-fed ground beef and 2 pounds of organic ground chicken. I'll usually do some lamb, some bison, maybe some veal. It just kind of depends on what's on sale, what's available. And this time there really wasn't anything on sale, so I just did the beef and the chicken because that's what looked the best. So we're just going to add the apples here. And I always have little bits that get stuck in the top, but I give those to Allie, so she loves food making day because she gets treats while I make her food. You can't see her, but she's standing by my feet right now and just waiting for me to give her the little scraps. Okay, so we're going to put the bowl back, and now we're going to switch from the grating blade to the chopping blade while we move on to mixing up the rest of our ingredients. So here's the chopping blade, just insert it here. And we're going to go ahead and add the parsley, which again is for bad breath. It also has other added benefits that leafy greens have. So we add that, and then next up we have the raw pumpkin seeds or pepitas, which kill parasites and reduce the risk of heartworms. They also have good fats and oils in them, just like any seeds. And then we have 3 raw, organic, free-range eggs. Leave the shell on. It's added calcium, good for their hair and skin. 5 garlic cloves. That'll kill parasites and reduce the risk of heartworms as well. And then apple cider vinegar, which is a flea and mosquito deterrent, along with the garlic. So next up are chicken hearts. Livers, hearts, everything, all those organ meats are so good, so full of nutrients. We really should eat more of them. But dogs, definitely. I mean, they descend from wolves. They really love, this is good for them. So then we have some baby spinach. I'm adding about double what she normally has because she's been having some stomach problems and eating a lot of grass. So here's some more livers. Again, really good organ meats for them. And then next up is a can of wild-caught pink salmon. And this has the bones in it, and it's got the skin, which is great oils for them, good for their skin and fur, good for their brain health, good for their eyes. Adding some more of the spinach because it could not fit in one. I normally do like a small bag of spinach, but like I said, she's been having some stomach trouble, so I'm adding extra. So next is organic virgin cold pressed unrefined coconut oil. And I just warmed it gently in a pot with hot water. I didn't put it on the stove, and that's 1 cup. And then we're doing organic raw honey, local, and that'll help with allergy, just allergic reactions. Turmeric, good for joints, good for skin, good for the brain. This is just some vitamins, and I'll link them below. I did specifically for skin and coat because I do this mainly for her allergy issues, which are skin and coat issues. Let's go ahead and add that in. And then just with clean hands, no jewelry, we're going to mix this all up. Mix it thoroughly, make sure there's no clumps of anything left in the bottom. And then with a 1 ounce ice cream scoop and lined baking sheets, just whatever baking sheets you have, we'll go ahead and lay these out. So this recipe makes it's a little over 100 of these balls, these 1 ounce balls, and Allie eats 5 of them a day. She's a 12-pound dog. So if you have bigger dogs, you're going to want to double this recipe. And I ran out of parchment paper, so that's plastic wrap. And here it is in my freezer. I have these little racks that just hold it in place because I freeze a lot of stuff. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that you learned a lot and that you enjoyed this recipe. Here's some pictures of my fur baby just so that y'all can enjoy her cuteness as much as I do. If you have any questions or suggestions for me on what I should make next, just let me know in the comments. Thanks, guys.